Hey guys, this is Trevor with HustlePaintball.com, and today we're doing a video that we have a lot of requests for. It's how to install the response trigger kit on the Project Salvo. It's really similar to our other guns, so I'm just going to get started and show you how it's done. First things first, we want to take off the stock and the barrel, and then we want to make sure there isn't a tank attached to the gun, and take off the ASA as well, and then we can start working on removing these receiver screws. So let's get started. For the Project Salvo, you're going to want the Tippmann 98 response trigger kit. And here I have the response trigger piston assembly, and we're just going to go ahead and put that in. And as you can see, this hose here is too short to get to where it needs to go, right here. So Tippmann provided a longer hose, and we're going to go ahead and install that. So now, as you can see, I have the longer hose on the response trigger assembly. And we're just going to go ahead and put it in the right spot here, and it does fit just like that. Now, before you can just go ahead and put this in, there is an area here that needs to be punched out, and whenever you use a punch, you want to have some kind of surface below it, like this Gorilla Air that we're going to use. And I'm just going to take my punch right here, my hammer, give it a good whack. There you are. It's punched out. So we can take our response trigger assembly, put the response trigger assembly in, and there you go. Now we just need to put everything back together. We have our Project Salvo put back together and turned around so I can show you what you need to install on the other side here. We do have our flow control valve port right here and the Banjo fitting port right here, and these are the two right here. This is the flow control valve and this is the Banjo fitting. Tippmann does provide this small screwdriver for making fine adjustments of the flow control valve, and we're just going to go ahead and start installing this. With the flow control valve, you just kind of want to hand thread it at first, and then you do want a 5/8 socket wrench, and you just take that, 5/16, sorry. You do want it to be orientated towards the Banjo fitting there. And we'll just take out our screwdriver and take this out so we can get the Banjo fitting installed. And there you have it. You have them both installed. Before we move on, I want to show you the adjustment capabilities of the response trigger with the flow control valve. Right here, as you can see, there's a little area where you can put in this screwdriver that Tippmann has provided. Now, if you turn it clockwise and you tighten, it's going to slow down the rate of fire of the response trigger. If you turn it counterclockwise, it's going to raise the rate of fire. And that's all you need to know. As you can see, I look a little different. We've been a little busy around here these days, and this video had to take a back seat. But we're glad to be finishing it up and getting it on the web as soon as possible. So before I wrap this video up, I do want to point out one thing. When you do install this response trigger, you want to make sure that you either have a cyclone feed upgrade or an electronic hopper, because if you're out on the field with a firing rate like this, you want to make sure that your loader can keep up with it. That's about it for the install of the response trigger on the Project Salvo. If you have any other questions or comments, go ahead and email them to videos@hustlepaintball.com, or any ideas you have for another video. And remember, you can get this response trigger, the Project Salvo, anything you might need at hustlepaintball.com. Thanks again for watching.